The chronological Bible reading for April 25th is 1 Chronicles chapters 3 through 5. Can you help the circumstances under which or through which you are born? Can you help what's going on in the world when you come into the world? Is it fair to name a child to commemorate the pain that the mother endured when the child was being born? Whether it was the labor pain or things going on in the world, things going on in that specific town, or maybe just in that family. Is it fair to mark a child, especially in a negative way, just because life was hard? I think we would all agree that no, it's not fair. And we would all agree that lots of unfair things have happened to all of us. I mean, even if your life is great, even if you've made the best of it and things are really going well for you now, wouldn't you admit that you've had some hard days? You've overcome some things. We all do, hopefully. So it is with Jabez, or Jabez. He was born for adversity. His name means he causes pain. What if your life, like this man, Jabez, was summed up in 3 sentences and preserved for the world? What if hundreds of millions of people all around the world were going to read 3 sentences about you? One of them was how you were born. The other two were up to you. Jabez was more honored than his brothers. His mother named him Jabez and said, I gave birth to him in pain. I was in pain when I gave birth to him, and so his name shall mean he causes pain. Jabez called out to the God of Israel, and I wonder if he called out to the God of Israel because his life was so hard. Can you imagine walking into a room and everybody turning the other way and not wanting to be around you and muttering under their breath, here comes the one who causes pain. I just needed a little more pain in my life, and now here he is. What did that do to him? That would crush a lot of people. A lot of people would be depressed and dejected. A lot of people would be angry at the world, but not this Jabez. He cried out to God and he said, if only you would bless me, extend my border, let your hand be with me and keep me from harm so that I will not experience pain, so that I will not experience pain. Don't you think Jabez experienced a lot of pain? What's interesting is some scholars are divided on how to interpret that last sentence. It could also be interpreted so that I will not cause pain. Maybe Jabez was so marked by his name and what it meant and how it affected those around him that it led him to pray, God, bless me so that I can be a blessing to others. Extend my border, God, because when I have control of what's going on around me, I will steward it well and I will make sure that others don't experience the same pain that I have. When you give me children, I will name them good names. I will speak life and blessing over them. I will not allow them to suffer the way that I've suffered. And God granted his request. Isn't that beautiful? A one born for adversity, born in pain, who must have suffered loneliness, rejection, was more honored than his brothers, perhaps because of the humility that came out of being rejected, having his worst fears of being lonely confirmed day after day through his childhood and adolescence into adulthood, until whatever point he said, God, just bless me so that I can be a blessing to others. Expand my borders. Teach me to steward it well and keep me from pain so that I can keep others from pain. A lot of people would like to be like Jabez as an adult. And I'm going to pray that prayer, the prayer of Jabez. Books have been written about it. But how many of us are willing to endure years of suffering and rejection by mankind? How many of us want to be friendless scorned by our own mother. Could you imagine every time somebody calls your name, they're speaking death over you? We can't control the circumstances that we're born into, but we can certainly control how we respond to them. Everybody wants to talk about Jabez and praying like Jabez so that God would bless us, but how many of us are willing to go through the pruning to develop the character of a man like Jabez? There are a lot of names in these 3 chapters today. There are lots of stories hidden in there. A lot of people born into sadness, into hard times, times of civil war, times of slavery. Some were born into times of revival. And depending on where you are in the world today, maybe you've experienced all of those things. But one thing is certain, we have a choice on how we will respond. Will we use even the negative circumstances that we were brought up under to bless the holy name of a righteous God who redeems even the most unworthy, even those of us who have caused so much pain for so many others? May God bless you. Thank you for being on this journey with me through the Word of God in 2024. We'll see you hopefully on Bio Live Sunday morning. Check the website and the Facebook page for more details on that. And thank you for sending in your questions, commenting on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Rumble. And if this has blessed you, would you mind sharing it with just one person as we continue asking people, encouraging people to read the Word of God and learn it for themselves, because we're all on this journey together. See you tomorrow.